So let's talk about something that I think affects all of us. We're living in this world that is just screaming for our attention 24/7, and it raises a huge question. How do we find any real peace in all that noise? Well, believe it or not, there's an ancient solution that's shockingly relevant today. Let's get into it.
Okay, so first we have to talk about the problem. It's this feeling of being totally overwhelmed. I mean, our senses, our eyes, our ears, they're just constantly being hit with information. It can honestly feel like our own minds have been hijacked.
You know that feeling? Does this question hit home for you at all? You're surrounded by stuff, sights, sounds, notifications, you name it. But you don't feel connected to any of it. It's like you're physically there, but your mind is a million miles away, just caught up in its own little whirlwind.
Picture this. You're standing in front of the most incredible sunset. The sky is just on fire with color. But instead of actually taking it in, your brain is just racing. You're thinking about that work deadline, or you're replaying some dumb thing you said earlier, or you're already planning dinner. The beauty is right there in front of you, but you can't get to it.
Or, maybe you put on your favorite song, something that usually gives you goosebumps. And after a few minutes, you realize you haven't heard a single word, not a single note. Why? Because that constant voice in your head, that inner chatter, it just completely drowned it out. That's the bizarre situation we find ourselves in all the time.
And there's a real price to pay for this. When we just let our senses run wild, pulling us every which way, ancient wisdom says it leads straight to this stuff. Greed, this constant need for more, anxiety, worrying about everything we don't have, and just this general feeling of affliction, of being unsettled inside.
So what do we do about it? Well, the answer isn't to just shut down your senses and live in a cave. Not at all. It's actually a timeless focus technique, a way to basically retrain your attention so you can find peace right in the middle of all the chaos.
This quote right here, this is the absolute heart of the whole thing. It's from a Buddhist text that's thousands of years old, but man, it feels like it could have been written yesterday. It's such a simple but deep instruction for how to handle all the stuff coming at us. But what does it actually mean to not grasp at signs and features?
All right, let's break this down because it's super important. The sign is that first lightning-fast label your mind puts on something. You see an object, and boom, your brain goes, luxury car. That's the sign. The features, that's everything else that follows. That's the whole story you start telling yourself about how fast it is, how cool it looks, what it would feel like to own it, what other people would think of you. The whole practice is to stop after the sign and not let yourself get carried away by all those features.
So let's get practical. How do we actually do this? The teaching uses this fantastic metaphor. Think of your senses as 6 gates leading into your mind. Your job isn't to barricade the gates. Your job is to become a really mindful gatekeeper. And these are the 6 gates we need to watch. The first 5 are pretty obvious, our physical senses. But look at number 6, because this one's the big one, the mind itself. The mind is a sense gate for thoughts, for memories, for emotions. This is the gate where we usually get into trouble, right? We get all tangled up in our own heads. But the same rule applies. Just notice the thought, but don't grasp at all its features. And that's really the whole trick. It's so simple, it's almost deceptive. You see a beautiful sunset. You just notice. Seeing a sunset. That's it. You hear an annoying car alarm. You just notice. Hearing a sound. You stop yourself from adding the story, from adding the, I wish that alarm would stop, it's ruining my morning. It's this tiny, subtle shift from automatically reacting to just observing. And when you practice this, the change is huge. I mean, look at the difference. An unguarded mind is just a mess of old ideas and knee-jerk reactions. It's constantly getting triggered. But a guarded mind, one that you've trained to just observe, it starts to see things as they actually are. It swaps out those automatic reactions for thoughtful responses. And it stays calm. It stays protected from all that greed and anxiety we talked about.
So what's the big reward for all this? What's the payoff? It's not just about feeling a little less stressed out. It's about tapping into a much deeper, much more stable kind of happiness. We're talking about a happiness that doesn't depend on getting that new phone or that promotion or having a perfect day. It's a sense of well-being that you build from the inside out. It comes from the skill of being present, not from your circumstances being perfect.
And that's really the goal, isn't it? To build a sense of peace that doesn't fall apart just because you're stuck in traffic, or someone says something mean, or you see something stressful on the news. This practice is the blueprint for building that inner fortress of calm.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually start?
The cool thing is you don't need to go on some silent retreat. You don't even need a meditation cushion. You can literally start right this second. Let's do a really simple first step together.
All right, seriously, just for a second, just pause. Now, pick one thing your senses are picking up. It could be the sight of the screen in front of you, the feeling of your chair, a sound in the room. Just pick one. And now, just acknowledge it. Silently in your head, just say, seeing, or feeling, or hearing. And that's it. Don't analyze it, don't judge it, just notice it's there.
That's the whole workout. That tiny little moment of just noticing without getting hooked, that's the fundamental training. It's like doing 1 rep at the gym. Every single time you do it, you're strengthening that gatekeeper muscle in your mind. You're literally practicing the art of protecting yourself from all the stress that comes from getting attached to every little thing that happens.
And that really brings us to the final idea. This whole practice isn't about emptying your mind or becoming a zombie. It's actually about getting to know your mind. By learning to guard the gates, you create a little bit of space, a little bit of inner quiet. So the real question to leave you with is, what could you discover about yourself and about the world if you just gave yourself a little bit of that quiet?